Good morning. This is the Paradise Unicorn Priestess bringing you day 263 of A Course in Miracles, the Yin translation, where we use female words. This would be September 20th if you're starting at the new year. The real alternative. There is a tendency to think the world can offer consolation and escape from problems that its purpose is to keep. Why should this be? Because it is a place where choice among illusions seems to be the only choice, and you are in control of outcomes of your choosing. Thus, you think, within the narrow band from birth to death, a little time is given you to use for you alone, a time when everyone conflicts with you, but you can choose which road will lead you out of conflict and away from difficulties that concern you not. Yet they are your concern. How then can you escape from them by leaving them behind? What must go with you, you will take with you, whatever road you choose to walk along. Real choice is no illusion, but the world has none to offer. All its roads but lead to disappointment, nothingness, and death. There is no choice in its alternatives. Seek not escape from problems here. The world was made that problems could not be escaped. Be not deceived by all the different names its roads are given. They have but one end, and each is but the means to gain that end. For it is here that all its roads will lead, however differently they seem to start, however differently they seem to go. Their end is certain, for there is no choice among them. All of them will lead to death. On some you travel gaily for a while before the bleakness enters, and on some the thorns are felt at once. The choice is not what will the ending be, but when it comes. There is no choice where every end is sure. Perhaps you would prefer to try them all before you really learn they are but one. The roads this world can offer seem to be quite large in number, but the time must come when everyone begins to see how like they are to one another. Women have died on seeing this because they saw no way except the pathways offered by the world, and learning they led nowhere, lost their hope. And yet, this was the time they could have learned their greatest lesson. All must reach this point, and go beyond it. It is true, indeed, there is no choice at all within the world, but this is not the lesson in itself. The lesson has a purpose, and in this you come to understand what it is for. Why would you seek to try another road, another person, or another place, when you have learned the way the lesson starts, but do not yet perceive what it is for? Its purpose is the answer to the search that all must undertake who still believe there is another answer to be found. Learn now, without despair. There is no hope of answer in the world, but do not judge the lesson that is but begun with this. Seek not another signpost in the world that seems to point to still another road. No longer look for hope where there is none. Make fast your learning now, and understand you but waste time, unless you go beyond what you have learned to what is yet to learn. For from this lowest point will learning lead to heights of happiness, in which you see the purpose of the lesson shining clear and perfectly within your learning grasp. Who would be willing to be turned away from all the roadways of the world unless she understood their real futility? Is it not needful that she should begin with this to seek another way instead? For while she sees a choice where there is none, what power of decision can she use? The great release of power must begin with learning where it really has a use. And what decision has power if it be applied in situations without choice? The learning that the world can offer but one choice, no matter what its form may be, is the beginning of acceptance that there is a real alternative instead. To fight against this step is to defeat your purpose here. You did not come to learn to find a road the world does not contain. The search for different pathways in the world is but the search for different forms of truth, and this would keep the truth from being reached. Think not that happiness is ever found by following a road away from it. This makes no sense, and cannot be the way. To you who seem to find this course to be too difficult to learn, let me repeat that to achieve a goal, you must proceed in its direction, not away from it. And every road that leads the other way will not advance the purpose to be found. If this be difficult to understand, then is this course impossible to learn. But only then, for otherwise it is a simple teaching in the obvious. There is a choice that you have power to make when you have seen the real alternatives. Until that point is reached, you have no choice, and you can but decide how you would choose the better to deceive yourself again. This course attempts to teach no more than that the power of decision cannot lie in choosing different forms of what is still the same illusion and the same mistake. All choices in the world depend on this. You choose between your sisters and yourself, and you will gain as much as she will lose, and what you lose is what is given her. How utterly opposed to truth is this, when all the lesson's purpose is to teach that what your sister loses you have lost, and what she gains is what is given you. She has not left her thoughts, but you forgot her presence, and remembered not her love. No pathway in the world can lead to her, nor any worldly goal be won with her. What road in all the world will lead within, when every road was made to separate the journey from the purpose it must have, unless it be but futile wandering? All roads that lead away from what you are will lead you to confusion and despair. Yet she has never left her thoughts to die, without their source, forever in themselves. She has not left her thoughts. She could no more depart from them than they could keep her out. In unity with her do they abide, and in their oneness both are kept complete. There is no road that leads away from her. A journey from yourself does not exist. How foolish and insane it is to think that there could be a road with such an aim. Where could it go? And how could you be made to travel on it, walking there without your own reality at one with you? Forgive yourself your madness, and forget all senseless journeys and all goalless aims. They have no meaning. You cannot escape from what you are, for God is merciful, and did not let her child abandon her. For what she is, be thankful, for in that is your escape from madness and from death. Nowhere but where she is can you be found. There is no path that does not lead to her. In this text reading, we see how helpful it is to already be convinced that there is no satisfaction in the world in order to really receive the message of A Course in Miracles. As long as we think that the illusion can satisfy us in some way, then we're not really ready to embrace the message. That being said, being ready is not necessary to benefit from the Course. If one is willing to have trust and faith and an open mind and give it a try and do the lessons, one will find them convincing. And again, at least I know with me, part of what's hard about the Course is that the illusion is all I know. The more experiences I have interacting with the source of love and seeing for myself that it is otherworldly in the sense that it very much clearly comes from another dimension that does not exist in this world. It's like it comes at us from an oblique angle that's not part of the 3 dimensions or the dimension of time that we know. Something impossible, something truly like a miracle. And I believe most of us have experienced this. And sometimes it's just remembering that we have. But it's hard when we are in the throes of the separation and we don't see any sign of it. It's easy to lose faith that it was there to begin with. Just as we see it being challenging in the story of the disciples following Jesus, or in any book of Scripture where someone is shown miracles and yet they return to a state of unbelief because when the miracle's not happening, they are not seeing the evidence of that otherworldly source. And they're like, well, yeah, it worked then, but I don't see it working now. And so they don't trust that it's still there. But what we're taught by the Course and many spiritual leaders is that when we're not seeing it, it just means that we're not in alignment with it. In fact, the Course humorously, I think, says that we are just covering our eyes and calling it dark. All we have to do is stop covering our eyes and we will see the light. From the perspective of one who is fully in alignment, what we're doing to ourselves must seem silly and truly meaningless. I mean, think about it. If you've seen the movie The Matrix, the people outside of the Matrix, what is the Matrix? It's just like these gobbledygook digits passing on a screen. It's meaningless. But when you're in the Matrix, it means everything. It's the people around you. It's the buildings. It's the food you're eating. It's the things you're trying to get. It's life or death. It's everything. It has so much meaning when you're inside of the Matrix. But when you're outside of it and it just looks like meaningless figures vibrating on a screen, it's really easy from that perspective to see the meaninglessness of it. It's challenging to be inside of how enthralling the world is and to look around at all the distractions and say, yeah, it doesn't mean anything, because we're not seeing the alternative at that point. It's a leap of faith. It's an act of trust, having that open mind. There's an interesting set here that says that we tend to look for a road that leads us out of conflict and away from difficulties that concern us not. Yet they are our concern. How can we escape from them by leaving them behind? What must go with you, you will take with you, whatever road you choose to walk along. And this reminds me of the idea that you can't run away from your problems. The problems that manifest in the dream, that's that whack-a-mole phenomenon where they're just going to keep coming up again and again and again, no matter where we go. Doesn't matter if it's a new relationship with a new person. Guess what? Same issues are going to crop up. We take our issues with us wherever we go because we're generating them from our thoughts, from our unprocessed guilt that has not yet been forgiven. That's what the Course is trying to teach us. There's just one problem, and we have to look inside to figure out that that problem is an illusion. And then we stop generating those things. But as long as it's there, it still needs to be healed. And the more and more we wake up to the oneness, the more we realize that there could be a person on the other side of the universe who's doing terrible, awful things. Well, guess what? They're one with us. Their problems are our problems. We can't just walk away from them. We have to forgive and heal them, because it doesn't matter how far apart we seem to be in the grand span of the physical universe, we're still one. So hopefully, as we keep coming back to this world in incarnation after incarnation, or so it seems, hopefully more and more we're doing it with a desire to heal and forgive, not continue to generate pain. But we're also told multiple times that we wouldn't be coming back unless there was a lure for us. So we're kind of still in the middle. The illusion still has a lure, and maybe we're also kind of sort of trying to come to heal and help and forgive. It can be both. We just are still being wishy-washy. And after reviewing in the show notes what is the body, we go on to lesson 263. My holy vision sees all things as pure. Mother, your mind created all that is. Your spirit entered into it. Your love gave life to it. And would I look upon what you created as if it could be made sinful? I would not perceive such dark and fearful images. A madwoman's dream is hardly fit to be my choice, instead of all the loveliness with which you blessed creation. All its purity, its joy, and its eternal quiet home in you. And while we still remain outside the gate of heaven, let us look on all we see through holy vision and the eyes of Christ. Let all appearances seem pure to us, that we may pass them by in innocence, and walk together to our mother's house as sisters and the holy children of God. That is our lesson for the day. Happy practicing.